We're almost at the midway point of conference play, so let's look at the contenders for Big East Coach of the Year. First up, we've got Shaka Smart of the Marquette Golden Eagles, picked 4th in the Big East preseason poll. Many in the preseason believed that the losses of Tyler Kolek and Oso Ighodaro to the NBA would be way too much to overcome, but with the development of Cam Jones becoming one of the best point guards in college basketball, Marquette is right there once again to take the Big East crown. Development from within with Stevie Mitchell, David Joplin, and Chase Ross has formed a nice little nucleus there around Cam Jones. This Marquette team is for real, and this starting 5 is one of the best in the league. Marquette with a great start, 7-1 in the Big East, but 2 matchups still loom large. 2 games against St. John's, 2 games against UConn here to come in the next month and a half. Next up is Rick Pitino of the St. John Red Storm. Year 2 has been a massive success for a team that was picked 5th in the preseason poll. They now sit at 17-3, 8-1 in the Big East following a massive come-from-behind win against Xavier at home. St. John's defensive improvement has been remarkable this season as they have become one of the best defensive teams in college basketball. And keeping up with the trend from year 1, the offensive rebounding has been there. They crush teams on the offensive glass night in and night out. The emergence of RJ Lewis as a Big East Player of the Year contender and Zuby Ejiofor as the most improved player in the league have helped Rick Pitino turn this thing in a hurry. Games at Georgetown and against Providence await this group this week, followed by a brutal stretch with Marquette, at UConn, at Villanova, and Creighton coming up for St. John's. Rick Pitino has flipped St. John's fortunes, and it's happened incredibly quickly. Danny Hurley of the Connecticut Huskies also finds himself on a list that he's been on quite a bit over the last couple of years. UConn picked 1st in the Big East preseason poll, but they had to totally retool their team after losing 4 starters from a national title team last year. UConn lost a shocking 3 straight games down in Maui, but since Thanksgiving, the Huskies have found their way, and since getting back, they have won 10 of their last 12 games. Their 2 league losses have come against Nova and Creighton by a combined 7 points, and UConn finds themselves at 6-2 in Big East play. Even with all the wins, Danny Hurley has had to navigate the last 2 weeks. No Liam McNeely, one of their better creators in their offense. He's been out with an ankle injury. The health of Liam McNeely will be huge going forward, and a big stretch coming up. At Xavier on the road, at Marquette on the road, and St. John's in their next 4 games. Kyle Neptune found himself on the hot seat and picked 7th in the league as he entered this season, coming off an 18-16 campaign, but has remade this team into one of the better offensive units in college basketball. Eric Dixon has transformed his game and become the leading scorer nationally at 24 points per game, and Villanova shooting a scorching 40% from 3 on the year. The marquee win was the big victory over Connecticut in early January, a game that went down to the buzzer but saw Villanova prevail. The Wildcats going through a tough stretch right now. They've lost 3 of 4, started 4-1, but now find themselves at 5-4 in Big East play. But if they can find their footing and finish in the top half of the league, Neptune, who was picked 7th in the preseason, would have a chance at Big East Coach of the Year.